Today we're going to put an overhaul kit on this old Whirlpool dryer. We bought this old Whirlpool dryer used about 10 years ago and it does work great. So we really don't know how old the dryer really is, but it's old. It's got rust on top. It's the old style. But my wife and I, this is what we normally buy. We don't buy the expensive front load washers and stuff like that because we don't care about what our washers necessarily look like. We want to save money above anything. I don't have to demonstrate to you what a squeal sounds like because a belt squeal is horrible. You know what I'm talking about. So today I'm going to replace some of the little pulleys, whatever these things are called, the wheels that's inside of there, the belt, tensioner, and I know the felt on the back of the drum is bad, so we're going to replace that as well. I'll show you how easy it is. Now when I replaced the door switch, this right here, I actually took the dryer completely apart because I didn't know what the problem was. You know how it is, troubleshooting, you don't know what's wrong with what. The wife says, hey, the dryer quit working. If I would have known that at the very beginning, it would have been a pretty easy fix. But even then, it wasn't that bad. I ended up taking the whole dryer apart, which you'll see is not that big of a deal. But another reason why we like these cheap dryers so much is they're so easy to work on. You look back here, you've got one of the thermostats here. You've got a thermostat down there. This is the heater. It's got the coils in it. Then you have a over temp fuse right here. And that's about it in the back. I thought about getting all this stuff new and replacing everything on this rebuild, but it ended up being a little bit more money I wanted to spend. I can get to all these parts without taking the dryer apart anyways. What you don't want to do is have to take this whole dryer apart, put it back together, and just change one little piece at a time. That's why I decided to go ahead and buy all these parts now, change out everything in there that could go bad, except for the expensive motor, and just go from there. First thing you want to do, locate these little clips in the back here. Take out the lint filter. You have two screws right here to help keep the lid on top of it. Phillips screws, take them out. Now the whole lid should be able to pry it up. And if you remember, we took our 8mm bolts out of the back here for these little brackets. When you rotate this up, it allows you to be able to drop these brackets through, just like that. Now at this point, what I normally do is leave all the wires connected. Rotate the top all the way around. Down out of the way. As I mentioned before, what I've already replaced is the door switch. And if that's all we had to do, it'd be real simple. All we do is take the top off, rotate it back around. You got two screws that come in from the bottom side of the door. Unplug this, replace it, not an issue. I've already seen the back of the dryer where everything works. This is your tub. This is what turns as you close inside of it. This little bitty belt right here is what turns everything, and this is what keeps squealing so bad. The problem is, I believe, is this felt on the back side of the tub is wore out. So we're going to take all this apart, replace that. So next we have two bolts that hold the front cover on. One here, one over there. And these are 8mm, just like the back. Before you take the bolts loose, you want to unplug the door switch wire. Now after you've taken those two bolts loose, you want to be careful because the whole front piece can come out. And that's what supports the drum. So you want to try to hold it up. Now with the front panel removed, you have nothing to support the drum. So the best thing to do is to find something like a little box that the parts came in to support it. Now let's go underneath. Look underneath the bottom, you'll see the motor, the tensioner, and this belt is what goes all the way around. You need to try to remove this belt. You can release the tension, pull the belt around the motor. Once the belt's loose, you can just pull this tensioner right out. We can lift the tub. Now I got this new kit from Amazon. Here's the part number, everything. I'll probably put it in the description. But here's what it comes with. This kit comes with a new belt, 2 support wheels, a tensioner for the belt, then the clips for the support wheels. Just grab your favorite prying device. Pull the clip off. And they pull off. This plastic washer back here, if yours isn't broke or need to be replaced, just leave it. That was a royal pain in the butt to get that thing all the way back there. So I'm gonna put the pulley on. Another new plastic washer, which that's easy because it's tapered. Now put our support and put our keeper on. I'm gonna cheat with a little 10mm socket. Now this is definitely going to help the drum turn better, maybe not make the belt squeal so much because it spins freely. To give you an idea, here's the other one that I haven't fixed yet. It's pretty tight. Now I spared you something that was nasty, and that was this shaft right here that the old support wheel was on. It was full of hair. If you got women in the house, I'm pretty sure you got hair spun around that shaft, so I don't think you wanted to see that. So I went in and cleaned it off camera. Put our new wheel on, see, and I did not take this off. I'm not going through that again. Put that bad boy on. New washer. And that's all that was on that wheel. Spins freely. That's actually all we're going to do for the inside of the washer, because when we put the new tensioner in, it just slides right in the slots. No big deal. So now it's time to work on the tub. I can already tell you that this is going to be the hardest part of the whole operation. Getting all this old felt off of here. I hope it pulls off as easy as that part did. But this is the support that rides on the back portion of the dryer, and this would be why it's making so much racket, I think. It doesn't slide very easily, metal on metal. So we're going to try to pull all this off and put our new seal on. Obviously I was fretting about that for no reason. Well, here's the new kit. Factory certified parts. I actually spent a little bit of money on this because instead of getting a cheap knockoff, because I want it to stay, it's got adhesive in it, got the seal and the felt and everything. Now get you a little screwdriver, flat tip, rub it all around the edges, try to knock off all this old material. Now we'll turn it on its side so we can apply the adhesive. With the adhesive applied, we're going to flip it back over. Now I'm not 100% sure how this is going to work. I could see me messing this up. But the instructions say that this small lip is to go on the inside. So on the part of the drum closest to us here, I guess it's going to go on like that. So this black portion here, I'm guessing it's going to lay up against the glue. But it's going to be that side. I don't know. Well, I got that thing on there, but not with some issues The elephant snot definitely started setting up on me fast, which is what elephant snot does. But it's on there. I'm not going to worry about it being too perfect. But now the adhesive instructions say wait 20 minutes. I'm going to wait probably 30, and then we'll put it back together. Sorry about that. So while we're waiting on that to dry, you might be wondering, why do they call that elephant snot? So I'll give you a little useless information of why this is called elephant snot. Put it on out like that. Even when it's pretty new, fresh out of the bottle, you see how stringy it is. Now we'll let it set up for just a little while. After a few minutes, what do we have? Just imagine the elephant sneezing. Stringy elephant snot. Well, believe it or not, it's time to go back together. Can't remember which way the belt goes on. I'm going to assume the ribbed part of it goes against the drum. So we're going to throw it on here like this. Use that as a handle. Oh, more snot on my finger. Now what you're going to want to make sure you do is tuck the felt all the way in. Now let's put our new tensioner in place. Slides right in. You're going to take the belt and tuck it through like this. You're going to take the pulley, move it outboard. Make sure your belt is straight over the drum, because it will feel like it's way too short. Pull it back just like that. After the front cover's back on, put your bolts back in. Put both clips back in. Dryer vent screws. Now before I slide it all the way back in place, let's test it out and see if the squeal is gone. Sounds good to me. Now wasn't that easy? There was a few little aggravating things, of course, but what's life without a little bit of aggravation? Now this is Wes telling you to keep your money in your pocket by doing it yourself. Have a great day.